Hey everyone, you know that feeling when you land on a web page and it's just a wall of text, totally lost, right? Well, today, we're going to fix that. We're going to see how a couple of basic HTML tools can take that chaos and turn it into beautiful, perfect order. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. When all your information is just kind of thrown onto a page, it's confusing, it's hard to read, and you have no idea what's important. This is the exact problem we're here to solve today. So, how do we fix this? Well, the answer is structure. And our tool for the job? Good old HTML. With just a few simple tags, we can take this mess and whip it into a logical, readable format that makes total sense. Okay, let's kick things off with our first and maybe most common organizing tool. Anytime you have a group of related items, your new best friend is going to be an HTML list. I mean, just think about it, right? A shopping list, the steps in a recipe, the features of a new phone. Whenever you want to show a series of items in a way that's super easy to scan and understand, HTML gives us lists. It's the cleanest way to group things together.
But that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Because sometimes the sequence is everything, and other times it doesn't matter at all. The cool thing is, HTML has a perfect solution for both situations.
And this brings us to the two main players in the world of HTML lists. You've got your unordered lists for when the sequence is no big deal, and your ordered lists for when that sequence is absolutely crucial. All right, first up, we've got the unordered list. You've seen these everywhere. They're the ones with the classic bullet points. This is perfect for something like a list of your skills: HTML, CSS, JavaScript. It doesn't really matter which one you put first, they're all part of the same set.
So how do we make one? Super simple. We use the UL tag. Just think of UL as standing for unordered list. It's basically the wrapper that tells the browser, hey, everything inside here is going to be a bullet point.
Okay, but now look at this. We've got numbers, 1, 2, 3. Here, the order is everything. You can't start coding before you wake up and have coffee, right? When you've got a step-by-step process or a ranking, you need numbers, not bullets. And this is an ordered list. And to make that happen, we use the OL tag. You can probably guess OL for ordered list. This tag tells the browser that the sequence is super important, and it'll automatically add the numbers for you.
And looking at them side by side like this, it just clicks, doesn't it? On the left, our UL tag gives us bullet points because the order of skills doesn't matter. On the right, our OL tag gives us numbers because the order of our morning routine definitely does.
Okay, so we have two different kinds of lists. But here's the cool part. Whether it's ordered or unordered, the actual items inside are made the exact same way. Each individual thing, whether it gets a bullet or a number, is called a list item. And that's where the mighty LI tag comes in. It literally stands for list item, and you just wrap this tag around every single thing in your list. It's the one essential building block you use inside both UL and OL tags. It's as simple as that. All right, so lists are awesome for, well, lists of things. But what happens when our data gets a little more complicated? What if every item has multiple pieces of information, like a person's name, their age, and their city? For that, we need to level up. You got it. When you need that grid-like structure with rows and columns, kind of like a spreadsheet, you bring in the big guns, HTML tables. They are, without a doubt, the best tool for structuring complex sets of data. Just look at how powerful this is. The code you see on the left, it magically creates this perfectly organized table on the right. We know instantly that Shinchan is 5 years old because they're sitting in the same row. This structure makes the relationships between your data pop right off the page. So you're probably wondering, how does that code actually work? Well, it's not as scary as it looks. A table has just a few key parts that all work together as a team. So, come on, let's break it down. It's actually super logical. First, you wrap the whole thing in a table tag. That's your main container. Inside that, you create each horizontal row using a TR tag, which stands for table row. And then, inside each row, you put your cells. TH for the bold table headings at the top, and TD for all the regular table data. See? Simple. Okay, this is where it all comes together. The payoff. We've talked about lists, and we've talked about tables. Now let's see what they can do when they team up to create a really clean, professional-looking design. And boom! Look at that! Is that a world of difference or what? Compare this to that messy page we saw at the beginning. On the left, we've got a slick little navigation menu made with a simple list, and on the right, a detailed log of activity, perfectly organized in a table.
It's clean, it's professional, and it's so easy to understand.
All right, as we wrap things up here, I really want to boil this all down to one single core idea. If you remember one thing from this entire explainer, please make it this.
And it's this simple. Lists are for organizing items, tables are for organizing data. If you just have a simple sequence of things, use a list. If you have structured information with rows and columns, use a table. If you can master that one difference, you've pretty much mastered the heart of structuring content on the web.
And seriously, don't downplay what you've just learned. This isn't just some random piece of code. Lists and tables are fundamental. They are the building blocks used on literally millions and millions of websites. You've just learned two of the most important tools in web development.
That's exactly right. When you know how to structure content like this, you're not just messing around with code anymore. You are building real working websites. Keep this momentum going. Thanks so much for joining us.